Hola tribe, welcome to the House of Kai. I am JodiRehm, and today we're going to do a medicine oracle read. So let's see what the vibrations of the day offer us. What messages do we have coming in, and what can we do to be in alignment with it? There's all different natural medicines, energetic, movement. Well, movement is energetic. And energy medicine is the most powerful of all medicines. Right? It is the original. It is the original medicine. So why stray? Right? It is the purest form of medicine. And so simply getting ourselves in alignment with the energies of the day are what will heal us and sustain us. So today, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, and comments are so welcome, as you know. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So let's see what we get today. Let's see what we get today. I feel like we are sitting in an impasse, right? Roads are about to open up in front of us. And I know for myself that I have been in a deep contemplation. And as these roads are being presented, the bottom line for me anyway, is to not make a decision until we are out of Mercury retrograde. But it is the time to contemplate all thoughts and get in alignment with how we authentically feel about things. And yeah, that's not always easy. That's not always easy. There's a lot of information and data coming in. So even though we think we know the answer, we might not know the answer right away. So don't rush it. Be present with it. Yet simply know that we are in a time of contemplation before we take steps in our new directions that are being presented to us. Yeah. So let's see. Oh my goodness, one more shuffle. Ooh, and again, cards tell me to stop shuffling, and I do. Card number 3, Topmic Puma, the Puma. Power awakening. Ooh, isn't that the truth? Such a fierce gentleness in this energy, right? Knowing that you wouldn't want to mess with this animal, right? Definitely don't want to mess with this animal in a dark alley. Yet it is surrounded by this flowering gentleness, right? The butterfly and these beautiful petals. But engage in the eyes of the Puma. I challenge you. If you were capable at this time to actually look in the eyes of this animal, they call it soul gazing, right? What do you see? I'm hearing steadfastness, right? Purity of heart. And I personally am realizing there's no more need to suffer. No more need to make decisions that have punishment attached to them. Excuse me. And I feel like there's been a lot of us doing the hardcore journey work, facing our karma and our shadows, and getting very clear within ourselves. And I think what can happen is we have grown so accustomed to the pain that gets associated with doing all that work, that we can potentially pick a path that causes us more pain. Or we can realize that we are whole and there is no more need to suffer, right? If you have been doing the work consciously, then now it is time to simply be in alignment with it. Right? You've heard me say, if you've been watching any of my videos, you've heard me talk about being a wind chime, right? So as you inhale, the vibration moving through your body has a sound to it. You are your own personal wind chime. Now, there's a few things that can go into that. You have created an air pattern in your body that you have grown accustomed to. Hopefully you like the air pattern. Hopefully you enjoy listening to the vibration of yourself. Hopefully. Not all people do. What happens with that, though, is that we are only taking in so much breath in that moment. Unless you train your body to expand, opening up the inner lines of your connective tissue, then you have created most likely a narrow passageway of breath. And that has its own level of wind chime connected to it. So expanding that narrow pathway into a vast amount of breath that can be contained within the body, and there is, for real, a vast amount of breath that can be contained within the human body, but you must unlock the blockages in order to do so. And when you do this, those wind chimes start to make some sour notes, right? They can be harsh or deeply emotional. And our job is to continue to unlock that new pathway, move through those limiting vibrations, those painful vibrations, so that we can achieve a bigger sounding wind chime, right? So ideally, that's what we're looking to do, is create a larger, more expansive sound from within us. Very powerful, very powerful. So in our awakening, I was looking at the name of the card again, so power awakening, standing within your power and awakening it. Well, an awakening is an expansion. So can we awaken beyond our current limitations? Can we see through the veil of our own BS, right? Yeah. And so it is a process. It is a process. Now, let's see. For those of you, you may not know, but I do take private clients if you'd like to do things face-to-face or over a form of digital media, doing breath work or corrective therapy. The corrective therapy, again, is not just to deal with physical pain and misalignments. It is always about expanding upon your container, this vessel, so that we can gain access to more breath, right? So that is my form of functional movement and corrective therapy within the structural body, as well as just strictly focusing on breath work as well. Magnetism. Talk about stepping into our power with full expansive color, right? So, interestingly enough, there's these, it's like a bird flying into the sun, right? Taking these steps and moving forward, expanding upon the new power that we're stepping into. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. You know, recently I think we got, that we're making progress, even though it might seem like small steps. as I stated, Mercury is in retrograde. If you don't know what that means, that is the planet of Mercury is at a standstill right now. So retrograde often refers to it going in a reverse pattern. And in fact, it's not going in reverse. It's just sitting still. And that can pull at the Earth itself. So let me explain. I look at the solar system as a bunch of magnets, right? That's all it is. You can look at it from many different ways, but I like to keep it very simple. So if there are all these planets spinning around each other, right, there must be a level of magnetic pull in order to keep them in orbit. And so imagine that these planets are spinning, right, and all of a sudden it comes to a screeching halt. So this energy that is usually flowing in movement around us all of a sudden comes to a standstill. And not only does it come to a standstill, you get to imagine that it's like as it's putting on the brakes, that usually is the most chaotic of times. So at the beginning of the process, when it's starting to put on the brakes, and at the end of the process, when it's starting to move itself forward, often cause the most chaos, right? Uprooting of information. And so if you're making pure decisions during those times, that's super, super intense. And so it's right now we're kind of in the dead center of it, and it's at a standstill, and it's just sitting there. So it's just sitting there. So we're feeling this pull, but it doesn't, it's not as upsetting to the system because we've already gone through a deeper level of upset. So right now is a good time to get very centered, very, very centered, and sit with the energies that we've been contemplating. If you asked me about a week ago, I would say that it was much more turbulent emotionally, and the communication that we were processing in our minds and in our hearts was far more chaotic. And now we're more at that central place where we can, how we move forward from here is important. Yeah, and so I believe it is in about a week. Yeah, I would say we are about a few days, maybe about a week away to the moving forward, which is going to start to pick up a little bit of chaos in about a week to 10 days. And then we're going to come into a more balanced place and making decisions after that. So after the month's end is going to be a good place to be. It'll be a very good place to be. Yeah. So awakening into our power, magnetism, right? So expanding that power even, not just awakening the power, expanding that power in our many colors, in all of our many, many vibrant, outstanding colors. Yeah, limitless. We are limitless in our colors. Oh my goodness. And so here we get number 17, inner knowing. Sitting in that place of peacefulness, right? Knowing. When we are at this place of center, right? Oh, and I'm going to take it, the next card right underneath, positive outlook. Yeah. We're in this place of knowing, right? Well, I can't even say we're in a place of knowing. There's an aspect of us that knows the answer. That higher self connection, that central line that knows. It is like, oh, the vibration is so pure and so welcoming. And our ego likes to get caught up in the other bullshit that adds the chaos, right? We're used to it. We get so used to being in the chaos that we're unsure how to live without it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But allowing ourselves to truly drop in, breathing into that center line of stillness, And just keep owning that vibration of positivity as we move forward. Keep owning that outlook of positivity as we move forward. Yeah. So, what is it that you're aiming towards? What is the creation? What is the vibration? What is it that we're aiming towards? You know, I said to someone today that for myself, I know that the greatest thing, the greatest gift that I can give on this journey is the purification of my heart and my body. And allowing myself to vibrate at the highest vibration that I am capable, and know that that is my offering. That the more I vibrate at a loving, kind vibration, an honest, loving, kind vibration. And the thing is that doesn't always appear nice, right? Those that know me know that I'm not necessarily nice. I'm kind. But I do not play nice. I honor my being to the best of my ability. And I make mistakes with myself all the time, you know? I make decisions that don't always serve my highest and greatest good. And it challenges and tests me, and it forces me to make decisions that are imperative to my well-being. I do that. I challenge myself like that. I am not a victim of my own circumstances. I am a co-creator of them. So owning that, right? Owning that. And I definitely don't like that. However, it's the truth. And so standing in my own personal truth, knowing that is how it all works, and realizing that that's how it works for everybody, right? And so when you are present with that truth in any given situation, other people might not receive it so welcoming. And so that's okay. It's okay. Learn to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, right? Learning to be comfortable in the uncomfortable really is the key to this. Just breathe into that beautiful energy that you are. That beautiful, beautiful energy that you are. Oh my goodness, as we step into freedom. Oh, da, da, da. Hallelujah. Can't see it. Hold on, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I believe we've got this card a few times in the last week or two, and it is a gorgeous woman, just cloaked in this thin see-through sheath, like complete raw freedom. Oh, I'm so bummed you can't see it, and it's not well seen from out here, but it is this beautiful goddess of a woman. She's not wearing anything other than like a see-through robe. She's just standing in this place of freedom. Unattached. It's like no longer needing to explain herself, right? Allowing herself to enjoy the beingness. You know, there is always a fight that can be had, you know, but working on allowing that fight to lessen or remain within ourselves rather than having to fight the world around us. Rather than having to fight the world around us. So, let's see. There's another, I feel like there's another card to close this reading out. Good. Yeah. Interesting. Goddess of Water. And I have to say that the bottom of the deck is love. So I just love seeing that. So I'm just going to offer that as we have love, right? We're rooted in the love. That's what this is all about. It's all about love, right? Self-love. Love yourself first. When you can love you completely, then you emanate that love to all others. And if others are not loving themselves completely, it is not your responsibility to help them, teach them, or love them more. It's up to them to love themselves. If they cannot love themselves, then there's no way they're going to welcome your love in, right? So freedom is being present with you in your own knowing from within. And this goddess of water, wow, she's diving in. She's literally just diving into the unknown. I don't know if you can see it. Right? She's right here. She has like this mask on, and that has like this headpiece going across. It's absolutely beautiful. So dive in to this new path that we're going into. Sit and be present with how you're feeling. Really work on expanding that inner tube of breath. And I'm hearing that I have a SoundCloud audio meditation on a breath pattern to help you do that specifically. And again, that's with the House of Kai if you're on SoundCloud. Excuse me, there is a breathwork meditation that will help you expand that inner tube of breathing pattern to awaken even more, to expand even more. You know, had a beautiful conversation with a client today, and you know, they're so funny, very evolved human being, and they just made me laugh, and they went, you know, it's the breath. They just struggle to do the breathing thing. And I said, everyone does. Everyone does. Breath work is work. It is actual conscious work, and we have taken it for granted. We say, oh, breathing is an autopilot thing. My lungs are going to naturally expand. However, there is so much to be gained in breath work. So if you are somebody who goes to the gym, or I mean, anything you put your focus on. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you like, you know, go into the gym a whole big bunch, if you do something with conscious thought, so if you could just go to the gym and you could lift a bunch of weights. Excuse me, you could just lift a bunch of weights and get something out of it, you know, warm the muscles, get a little fatigued, blah, 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 blah. However, if you actually go, look in a book, look at what the muscle looks like, see what the insertion, the origin, and the insertion of the muscle is, and as you're lifting the weights, allow yourself to visualize the actual muscle that you're activating. Not only will you gain more benefit from it, not only will that muscle get activated more, you're consciously bringing more blood flow and oxygen to that muscle, which will now increase the muscle mass, right? As well, when you start to do that, you'll also have more consciousness of, are you sitting appropriately? I've seen so many people do like bicep curls with their whole chest concaved over, and they're curling like this, but their shoulders look like this, right? So to truly lift, stabilizing the shoulders from here, as you're doing a bicep curl, you're actually activating the traps. You're holding your rib basket at a whole different level. So to be conscious within the movement will give you the opportunity to strengthen more, stabilize more. It will literally add speed to the functionality of the work, okay? You're gonna gain more from it the more conscious you are of it. No different with breath work. When you start to train in breath work, you literally claim an internal fire and power within you that is off the charts, right? The more you are capable of owning this structural physical form, igniting the energy being that you are, you emanate and radiate at a frequency and magnetism. Like you truly are in a place of magnetism like no other. So I know for myself that when I do my work and I practice my breath work, and even when I don't, I can hydroplane it for a while. I've been practicing it long enough that if I don't practice it for a little bit of time, I still have the capability. I have claimed so much of my being within my body that, you know, sometimes I get surprised when I'm being, you know, stared at or something, like, you know, like people just can't stop looking. And it's because there's so much energy around me. And what I can do with that, you know, being a person who wishes to share kindness and love and laughter with other people, when people are drawn to your light, you get opportunity to give more medicine. You know, if you hide your light, then people don't necessarily see you, and your medicine gets kind of brushed to the side. So the more that you magnetize the being that you are, the more capable you are of spreading the love and light that you're here to share. So, yeah, practice your breath work. Me too, me too. So I would love to practice with you. Yeah, it would be an honor. So please message me and we can do that. We can do that. In fact, if you are so willing, if you mention this video right here, if you mention this video, I will do the first hour free. Breathwork sessions are 2 hours long. And so if you are, you know, you mention this video and message me, I'll give you the first hour free. Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. All right, tribe, I love you oh so much. Mwah. Till next time, peace out.